Okay, news and a brief Herxing report, and then I'm done for the day. Herxing report first. I am in a little bit less pain from the Neurontin, and it wiped me out, but like in a good way, to where I actually felt relaxed for a little while before I fell asleep last night. So I hope that that lasts. The Baluki is the thing that's, and maybe it's the heparin too and the aspirin, but the number one improvement that I'm experiencing today is that my blood feels a lot cleaner. And the Baluki, I'm sure, is partially responsible. I'm sure that the heparin and the aspirin maybe have something to do with it too, but while I still feel toxic and gross, I don't feel so toxic that I'm like a solid sludge of poison and so nauseated from my own existence. And that's not metaphorical. So that's the update. So I'm a believer in Baluki. Also, my hand has come, look, ooh. It still sort of wants to curl in a little bit, and I've had some jerky cramping from it still today, but when I woke up this morning it was on my pillow open, and so like I knew that things were a little bit better, which is so good. And now for sort of the fun news. Yesterday in my little vlog, I say little, my long ass vlog, I referred to a puppy that was on our porch. The brief history of that puppy is the following. A couple of weeks ago, she showed up, and we didn't know where she belonged, and my boyfriend, who's not so much an animal lover, I mean, he tolerates mine very fine and is very good to them, but it's, you know, he could take or leave animals, felt like immediately in love with this dog. I just lost my train of thought. So, he brought her inside the house, like, and I sort of was half asleep and woke up and there was a puppy in the house. And so I immediately shooed her out, not because I don't love animals. I love animals, clearly. I have 4 of them, but I didn't want her, in case she was sick or had anything, to infect my other animals. So we had her on the porch, and I told him that if he wanted to keep her, we had to find out if she had a home first. And second, she had to go to the vet real quick to get checked out. Other neighbors told us that she belonged to different neighbors, and we found out that she did, and that they weren't sure whether or not they wanted to keep her just because of like fence problems and, you know, stuff like that. So that was like last week or a couple weeks ago. Then progressively we've seen her more and more just because she was getting loose from their fence. They really cared about her, but their fence wasn't good, and she chewed up their cable cords outside their house like 3 times, which was a lot of money. And she kept busting out of their fence. I kept trying to take her back. I didn't want them to feel like we were stealing their dog, you know, if I put her in our fence. So I just kept taking her back and making sure she was safe and putting water on the porch and stuff. So these people by no means like abused her or mistreated her in any way. She was fed, she had water, but she didn't have a ton of attention, and she was wandering everywhere. And my boyfriend kept saying to them intermittently, you know, you could just throw her on our fence and we'd watch her. So yesterday in my video, when my dogs were making a fuss and I said, oh, there's a puppy on our porch. She wasn't on our porch. They had made the decision to put her in our backyard. So I went over and knocked and made sure that it wasn't a mistake, that she hadn't jumped the fence and somehow gotten trapped in there. And now they're not sure if we're fostering or not. But we've made the deal that we're going to care for her for now, and if they want her back, there will be a property transfer in terms of financial, you know, we'll turn over receipts for doctor's visits and things like that. I keep losing my train of thought. I'm very sorry. I don't think that's likely. I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to forget about her because she was sort of too big of a project for them. So I think she is ours to either foster and move on to another forever home, or if things go well in our home, maybe she will live here because my boyfriend is in love with her, and that is so unusual. I've got to Google real quick what she is because we took her to the vet today. It's like Kaluli. No, I can't remember. I hate when this happens to me. Catahoula. Okay. So we took her to the vet today because I didn't want her to come in the house around my other babies until then. And no, I thought she was about 6 months old because she still had sharp puppy teeth, and she, you know, has those shiny nickel eyes where like it's like nothing's going on in there yet. But she's very sweet, and I thought because of her size she must be about 6 months. She's 3 months. And she's a Catahoula leopard dog. We took her to the vet and they immediately were like, that's a Catahoula and she's beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. And so she was in wonderful health, no parvo or anything like that, so we brought her home. Now she's bigger than all of my babies, so the transition to make sure she doesn't nip or accidentally hurt anyone, because everyone really likes each other. But there will be a transitory, I don't even know if that's a word, period, a transition period, as we're trying to make sure that she learns no bite and down and all that stuff. We have named her Gobo, G-O-B-O, which is, because we're both in theater, a theatrical term for basically a metal plate you put over a light that casts a design on the floor. Because of her speckles and her design. So her name is Gobo. And I'm going to click this off and go take a little video footage of her now, because she's very pretty. So hold on a second. Because I am very slow and gimpy. So I'm going to try not to breathe too deeply. It's not like I have far to go, but oh, I hear her in her baby bed. Let's take footage of this pretty girl. Here she is. So this pretty girl is Gobo. See? Now here's Cooper. Hello. Oops. There's Cooper, one of my little dogs already, and there's Gobo. And she's in her bed right now just because she's high energy and it was nap time. All the other dogs needed a little break, but she's had a really good time today. And she's 3 months old and bigger than my dog, who's 6 years old. So that's my fun news. I hope that we do right by her and take really good care of her. I mean, I'm an animal person, so I think we're going to love her a lot, and I hope that she blends in with our home, because I think she was sent here. And she definitely is a mood elevator for me already. A stress, too, but of course, it's like having an infant, but, you know, it's something else to think about. So as long as she's not too wild, and she gets along with everybody, I just wanted you to meet her. Okay, I really hope you guys are doing very well. I'm going to put a link in the down bar just to a Catahoula leopard dog, just because I didn't have any idea what they were, and I think that that's interesting. And again, hope you're doing well, and do the favorites for fun, and I'll talk with you all soon.